Pawn e2 to e4. Pawn e7 to e6. Pawn d2 to d4. Pawn d7 to d5. Knight b1 to d2. Pawn c7 to c5. Knight g1 to f3. Knight g8 to f6. Bishop f1 to b5, check. Bishop c8 to d7. Bishop b5 takes d7, check. Knight b8 takes d7. Pawn e4 to e5. Knight f6 to g4. Pawn h2 to h3. Knight g4 to h6. Castle kingside. Pawn c5 takes d4. Knight d2 to b3. Pawn f7 to f6. Bishop c1 takes h6. Pawn g7 takes h6. Pawn e5 takes f6. Pawn e6 to e5. Pawn c2 to c3. Pawn d4 takes c3. Queen d1 takes d5. Pawn c3 takes b2. Queen d5 to e6, check. Queen d8 to e7. Pawn f6 takes e7. Pawn b2 takes a1, promoting to queen. Pawn e7 takes f8, promoting to queen, check. King e8 takes f8. Rook f1 takes a1. Rook a8 to d8. Rook a1 to d1. Knight d7 to c5. Rook d1 takes d8, check. King f8 to g7. Queen e6 takes e5, check. King g7 to f7. Queen e5 takes h8. Knight c5 takes b3. Queen h8 takes h7, check. King f7 to e6. Queen h7 takes h6, check. King e6 to e7. Queen h6 to d6, check. King e7 to f7. Rook d8 to d7, check. King f7 to e8. Queen d6 to e7, checkmate.